Now we are going to get started with the Development Cooperation Information session. First, Joonsung, the Deputy Director of Civil Society Cooperation Office of Korean International Cooperation Agency, will make a presentation. Please welcome him with a warm round of applause.
Hello and good afternoon. I am Joonsung Park from Korea International Cooperation Agency, or KOICA. First of all, it is my pleasure to be part of the first UNAI research paper competition and development conference today. I hope that this academic initiative by UNAI will significantly contribute to advancing global poverty reduction and international development. With regards to my presentation, it's going to be short and simple, because I believe many of you may have been tired from listening to the in-depth 12 research paper presentations throughout today. But you can find the detailed information on KOICA from the program book that you have. Next slide, please. Can I move on to the next slide, please? Korean ODA system is based on two different tracks, one for grants aid program and the other for soft loan program. KOICA, under Foreign Ministry, manages grants aid program, while Exim Bank, or Export-Import Bank, with Finance Ministry, takes care of the soft loan programs. But even about the grant aid program, many other ministries in Korean government are promoting active engagement in facilitating their own grant aid programs. Almost 75% are managed by KOICA with Foreign Ministry, while 25% provided by different ministries, such as Ministry of Education, Ministry of Agriculture, etc. So you may find the issue of fragmentation and coordination in Korean ODA system. Next slide, please. Speaking of coordination, there is the Committee for International Development. Can I move on to the next slide, please? Speaking of coordination, there is the Committee for International Development Cooperation in Korean government, which is mandated to coordinate various ODA programs among different agencies and ministries. Prime Minister is the chair of the committee. With regard to coordination between grant aid and soft loan programs, Foreign Ministry and Finance Ministry also try to work hard on it through periodical consultative meetings throughout the year. Next, please. To take a look at KOICA briefly, we have 44 overseas offices around the world except in North America and Australia. Our primary partner countries are 26 countries. The number of staff in KOICA reached to more than 400, including contract-based employees and ODA interns. We recruit almost 20 to 30 new staff every year, so I wish some of you here today can work together with me in the near future. Next, please. About budget. The total amount of budget for this year is about $470 million US. While the total amount of ODA, including loan and grant aid, is about $2.4 billion. $1.3 billion is for grant aid program out of $2.4 billion for a year. And the proportion of ODA against gross national income, or GNI, of Korea is about 0.12% last year, and Korean government aims to reach to 0.25% of GNI by 2015. Next, please. As you can see from the chart, we support Asia as the highest priority region. This policy direction is based on economic and diplomatic ties, as well as level of poverty in this region. Out of Asia, Vietnam, Philippines, Cambodia, and Indonesia take the most part of the support of KOICA. Aside from Asia, we have a high concern on Africa as well, as other donors do around the world. Next, please. By sector. Grant aid programs of COICA put the highest priority on education and health, since they are the vital factors for making development happen. Under the new government of President Park Geun-hye, we plan to provide extensive support on rural development, taking advantage of the experience of Saemal Undong, Saemal movement. Next, please. To illustrate each activity of COICA briefly, first, Project 8 is like a comprehensive program, which includes developing infrastructure, capacity building, and technical cooperation for a certain development objective and a target. Training program is mainly about promoting capacity development of government employees of our partner countries. More than 4,000 developing countries' government officials are invited and being trained by COICA. World Friends Korea program is the most well-known one to the public in Korea. As you may have seen from the MBC COICA's Dream or MBC COICA의 꿈 last year. More than 5,000 volunteers are sent to developing country every year by 5 different agencies. And COICA is working hard to expand the public and private partnership programs, believing that without active engagement of private sector, development cannot sustain and cannot make a difference. Last but not least, COICA is providing lots of courses on ODA development to the public and civil society. So you can check our website for possible participation for these courses. And that's what I have for today. Thank you.
Next, Jung-Hwa, a senior loan officer, EDCF Planning Department from Korea Export Import Bank, will make presentation. Please welcome him with a warm round of applause.
안녕하십니까. 수출입은행의 서정화입니다. Good afternoon. My name is Jung-Hwa of Korea Export Bank. It's my privilege to explain one of the Korea's main ODA program. And I hope this hence will increase our public awareness about our Korea's own ODA program. I'm sorry, but I cannot see my presentation. Please keep it with 30 seconds. I want to deliver 3 stories about Korean ODA. The first one is the Korea's ODA overall system, and then what is the EDCF, and then what is it doing, and then I'll show you some project delivered by EDCF. As you see in this graph, Korea's ODA volume is increasing very rapidly. About 26 years ago, its volume was about $20 million, but it grew 1.6 billion last year. And when we calculate our ODA volume compared to GNI, it reached 0.14%. That means each Korean person spent 35,000원, about $32 as ODA spending. And Korea is one of the most top countries increasing ODA rapidly among the 24 OECD Development Assistance Committee. And one feature of Korean ODA is a 2-pillar system, loan and grant. And loan is the EDCF. Loan is governed by Ministry of Strategy of Finance, and the grant is governed by the Foreign Affairs Ministry. And you can see in the picture there is the International Development Cooperation Committee, chaired by Prime Minister, that coordinates 2 programs. Today, the International Development Cooperation Committee was held on this morning, and they prepared the combined integrated strategy of including EDCF and COICA in one country partnership strategy. And by this mechanism, we want to integrate EDCF and KOICA in one strategy. Then, what is the EDCF? EDCF was established about 26 years ago in order to assist supporting our partner countries achieve industrial growth and in order to share Korea's own development experience and strengthen bilateral economic cooperation. And it is about 40% of Korea's bilateral ODA, and its annual commitment or approved amount is about reached $1 billion, and its actual disbursement is about $0.6 billion. Now, up to last year, EDCF approved about 300 development projects in our development countries, and roughly 60% of our development financial resources went to Asian region, and 20% went to Africa, and 10% went to Latin America. And because this is financial resources supporting our partner countries' government public investment project, about 30% went to the sector of transportation, and 15% went to water sector, and 10% went to energy, and 10% to hospital, and 10% to education, and 8% to e-government project. Because this is financial cooperation, we more concentrate our financial support in relatively fewer countries. We focused about 45% of our financial resources into five main countries. There is Vietnam, Philippines, Bangladesh, Indonesia, and Sri Lanka. And also we are extending our presence in the African countries such as Tanzania, Ghana, and Ethiopia, Mozambique. Because this is soft loan, this loan's repayment period is about 40 years, and the interest rate is 0.01%. And we differentiate the financial terms in accordance with the partner country's income level. I explained EDCF is one of Korea's financial cooperation program, and it is increasing its ODA volume. And our Korean government and the Korean people want it using more effectively and have impact. So EDCF has four focus in near future. One is increasing the ODA volume and meeting the government ODA target, ODA GNI target, 0.25%, and it means we have to double our financial support by 2017. And the other one is how to use this money effectively. That is one of the strategies is a combined country partnership strategy, integrating EDCF financial support and KOICA's capacity development program. And the International Development Cooperation Committee, presided by the Prime Minister, has set a major ODA policy, and they decided 70% of our resources into 26 our partner countries, and 26 for each 26 partner countries. Today we finished the country partnership strategy, and the third pillar is about responding to climate issues, and Korea showed a good experience in green growth strategy. So EDCF is more focused on green growth issues, and more than 30% of our resources will be delivered to this area. And one of our main character is financing the infrastructure project. But our ODA money is each $1 billion is big, but it's relatively small compared to our partner country's huge demand. So we want to combine this resource with the private capitals. So we want to make a model which is called public-private partnership. And EDCF want to diversify its financial instrument from single project loan into the program loan and the co-financing with MDB, and sometimes cooperation with private entities. This is a special program of a public-private partnership. In the previous, EDCF provided only the single loan to government, but we want to combine and structure this one in attracting the commercial lenders, and we are identifying and developing this kind of financial model and introduced a political risk guarantee program last year. And I'll show you then what did EDCF do with this kind of money, and I'll show you some projects delivered by the EDCF. The 30% went to the transport sector, and let me see. The right upper one is Hanoi-Haiphong Expressway. The distance extension of this expressway is 100 kilometers, and the total project cost was $1 billion. So EDCF didn't singly finance this project. We cooperate with ADB. We co-financed about $2,000 million and financed the 220 kilometers. And the beneath one, the Bintin Bridge is the 4-kilometer bridge connecting the Red River Delta in Hanoi. And the left one is the Rakjia bypass. It is one of the greatest Mekong sub-region coastal corridor project. That means the ADB has initiative and EDCF is co-financing that project, and we are a part of this regional cooperation program. So in delivering our project, we more want to cooperate with the other donors, and these road projects are the example. And in addition to providing traditional program, we want to put more Korea's own experience of information technology or more improving the project impact. So we applied our experience in developing information technology in road to increase the traffic speed and reducing energy consumption. We identified and provided information transport system to Dominican Republic and Vietnam and other countries. And there are many other projects. This is a renewable project in solar power project in Mozambique. And the right one is the Nicaraguan renewable energy transmission line. And the third one is the water management project. And the e-government project. We have many e-government projects. What I want to say is that we are combining our Korea's own experience, and we want to deliver the more impact by concentrating in more selected areas and also cooperate with other donors such as the Multilateral Development Bank and other bilateral agencies. And the last one in my presentation is the real impact of and what we have by providing this road construction. So we employed the independent consulting firm and had an impact evaluation. This one was the example of a Sri Lankan road rehabilitation project. And comparing the before and after, the income of the regions increased about 30%, and the population increased more bigger compared to other regions. So we want to provide ODA or financial cooperation with the evidence, and we want to put more focus on the evaluating our money. What is the impact of this project? So I explained the EDCF operations and each project, and what I want to say is that there is KOICA and EDCF, and the developing landscape is changed. About 80% of poor people now in middle-income countries, and Korea has a good example how to tackle many issues such as transportation, energy, water resources, and urbanization. And we want to combine the financial model of EDCF and the KOICA's expertise in capacity development, and we want to integrate into one country partnership strategy and show and deliver our real ODA's result to developing community. Thank you for listening to my presentation. I want to say that Korea is increasing its ODA volume and streamlining and developing its program to have more concrete impact. And I hope you show some more attention, pay attention, and sometimes support, and sometimes give us some practical critics to us. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you. The final speaker for the Development Cooperation Information Session is Kim Gamne, the head of Corporate Policy Department from Korea Capital Market Institute. Please welcome him with a warm round of applause.
안녕하세요. 자본시장연구원 김갑래입니다. Hello, my name is Gamle Kim from Korea Capital Market Institute. 저는 그 자본시장, 즉 여러분들 잘 아시는 주식시장이나 채권시장의 메커니즘을 활용해서 그 국제개발의 새로운 재원을 마련하고 또 효과성 및 책임성을 높일 수 있는 방안에 대해서 여러분들께 설명을 드리겠습니다. 제가 발표할 내용은 영어로 진행하겠는데요. 간략하게 한국말로 말씀을 드리면 먼저 전통적인 국제개발의 한계를 자금 조달, 효율성, 책임성의 측면에서 고찰해보고 이러한 한계를 극복하기 위한 새로운 접근 방법을 자본시장의 관점에서 접근하고 마지막으로 이러한 접근 방법의 예시로서 최근 국제적으로 활발하게 논의되고 있는 DIB, 즉 Development Impact Bond의 메커니즘에 대해서 여러분들께 설명을 드리겠습니다. Challenges for traditional international development include the financing gap, cost ineffectiveness, poor monitoring and evaluation of development performance, and as a result, little accountability. I'm sorry. Speaking of financing gap for international development is growing. Government budget for international development are under constraint because of, as you know, the global financial crisis and EU fiscal crisis. So the demand for international development is increasing, but the budget is constrained. Another challenge lies in cost effectiveness. International development assistance face challenges in its efficiency and effectiveness because of inadequate development cooperation, lack of evidence-based decision-making, and the management-based, little management based on research. The current situation of foreign aid budget constraints in donor countries requires international development assistance to be more cost-effective. Last challenge lies in monitoring and evaluation. Monitoring and evaluation system and practice needs to be more improved for aid effectiveness and accountability. The global financial crisis and poor economic conditions increase the need for more rigorous monitoring and evaluation system. It's required because we should do more with less, as you know. As DAC principles for evaluation of development assistance intends to enhance efficiency, effectiveness, accountability of international development. So, facing these challenges, how can we address the challenges? New approach to the challenges with traditional international development is to promote the impact investment market for international development. So, the impact investment market